So another pointer for abiding as awareness is being aware of where our attention is going. What are we attending to? If we're always attending to our thoughts, then we're going to be focused on those thoughts and overly identified with those thoughts. And if we're trying to abide as awareness, then there's still a great amount of attention that's given to our mind, the activity of the mind, where we're, as awareness is attending the mind activity. And that's because we are so interested in all this activity. But the thing to see is that this activity happening on the big screen of awareness is so small, this activity. It's like we're paying attention to just a few activities of the mind, and it's so small in comparison to the infinite awareness, these finite thought forms that are coming and going. They're minuscule compared to the infinite awareness that's timeless, ever present. There's much more stillness as awareness compared to the small amount of activity of the mind. But what happens is if we contract and put our attention on that activity, one, the activity of the mind is going to be very noisy. But look, it's so small in comparison to the vast amount of silence. If we put all of our attention on this small amount of activity, it's just a small amount of activity, but it seems so overactive, so much activity. Oh my goodness. But look, compared to the vast amount of stillness. So what can help is becoming aware of your attention. Where's the attention going? And then simply just relax that attention, relax the attention, and it returns. It just gently returns, which then feels like, I'm back to awareness, right? But that's what you're feeling, is you're feeling the contraction of the awareness with the attention onto something. Because it feels like whatever you're attending, you're like becoming it. You're becoming your thoughts when you're attending them so much. And it's like the mind, it really, once you discover yourself as awareness, it's like it really feels like, oh, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Right? Oh, you're threatening to break up with me? Puts on all the nice lingerie for you, dresses up for you, right? It's so seductive. Oh, you've got my attention now. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Never saw those clothes before. Oh, you're really trying hard now, right? It feels like that. It feels like that. It feels like, again, because you're not so attached to it, or you're trying not to be so attached to it. So it's almost like it's like a relationship where it's like the other kind of feels like, feels like my boyfriend or girlfriend is on the verge of breaking up with me. I really got to try hard to hold on, right? But in reality, it's not the mind that's holding on to you. You're holding on to the mind. The mind is not interested in you as awareness. Awareness is interested in the mind. So, one is being aware of the attention, how that attention is attending to the mind, attending to the thoughts, attending to the future, which is a thought, attending to the past, which is a thought, right? Once you stop attending to the thoughts, you return as awareness and you're just ever present. You're present. So that's one pointer. Another pointer is once you're aware of that attention and where the attention is placing, where you're placing your attention, then be aware of how interested you are in the activity of the mind. Because when we become not so interested in our thoughts anymore, well, we're not giving it so much attention. It's almost like you're giving your mind silent treatment, right? Maybe you've done this in your life, in a relationship or friends or whatever, right? Someone's really annoying you or someone's being mean or whatever and causing drama. You just give them kind of silent treatment, right? And they'll really create a big fuss and maybe throw things and do anything just to get your attention. But once they realize that you're unshakable and you're not giving attention, you're very disciplined and you're not giving them attention, they then learn. It might take 30 minutes, an hour, maybe a day, maybe a couple days, whatever it is. It's like you're not responsive to it. You're not attending them. You're not giving them attention. So they just go away. And that's kind of how it feels when you're practicing abiding as awareness. It kind of feels like it's like you're giving your mind silent treatment. Like you're kind of like, I'm not that interested in you anymore. I'm not interested in that activity. I'm not interested in the drama. And once you basically become very disciplined to not give your attention to that activity, well, when you're not giving your attention to the activity, then you're just enjoying your own peace, the peace that you are, the silence that you are, the stillness. You're not running around in all that activity. You're back here, beyond the mind, resting in the stillness that you are. You're not handcuffed to those thoughts, being dragged around like a slave. You're back here as awareness, liberated, free from the bondage of the thoughts. So when we see where we're placing our attention, when we see that we're being so caught up in how interesting the thoughts are, when we become more disciplined to just remain as awareness and not fall for the seduction, the luring, the mind saying, hey kid, come here, I got some candy. It's like that, the seduction, right? The mind dressing up in the most seductive clothes, luring you back. You wanted to break up with the mind, but then you're, damn it. She got me again. I'm falling for it again. That's kind of how it is. That's where it requires discipline. It's kind of like in, it depends on, your kind of healing journey, or maybe you're in that right now. A lot of narcissistic relationships, codependent relationships is kind of like phase where there's this gray rock technique, right? Bare minimum, right? Just to keep just the basics of the conversation that you have with the person, or then you finally go no contact. It's kind of like that, bare minimum with the mind, because it's just, you're enjoying your own peace. Back here is peace. Everything beyond the mind, right? The mind, it's like conflict going on, nothing but problems. Beyond the mind, there's no problems, right? In the mind, there's noise. Beyond the mind, there's silence, peace. In the mind, what do people say? My mind's racing. That's exhausting. The mind is racing? Go back here, Put your feet up. You're on the couch. Just relax. Sit back and relax. Right? It's like when you have the discipline to value this more than the drama of the mind, the conflicts of the mind, the noise of the mind, the exhaustion of the mind, then it's very clear when you start seeing that you just value this, right? And as you practice abiding in that silence, you find that it's transforming you. That awareness that you are, it seems to almost like mature and deepen. You become more silent. You have a greater appreciation for that silence. You have a greater appreciation for the stillness. You start becoming more still. Then as that's happening, well, then later, not to get too far, but later there's this like ability or capability that you're always still. So it doesn't matter whatever's happening with the mind. It's like a storm. But the eye of the storm is stillness. It's still. Whatever life is, the circumstances of life, the experience of life, it's going crazy. It's like, oh my goodness, the kids, the wife, the husband, the bills, the job, all that stuff. But there's this stillness in the middle, right? Which is, then as this starts maturing, life is very paradoxical because it's so active. You can be so active, but so still, right? All this chatter, you can be talking to everyone, but you still have this silence that's at the core of you. It's your being, the silence, the stillness. You can be so involved in life, but so free. So free. You can be doing as much as you want, but you're always relaxed. You're calm. You're resting in yourself. And that happens then when you just practice more and more. Practice more and more with some of those pointers. And I said, find out where that attention is going, see where the attention's going, because even that's seen. Attention, it's like an activity. It's like a stream of awareness. Where is it going? But even that is seen by awareness. Right? When people say, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Well, what's aware of not paying attention? What's aware of noticing where that attention drifted? You're having a conversation with someone and they have to repeat themselves. They say, are you paying attention? Oh, and then you're aware. I wasn't paying attention. And I was thinking about something I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes. And my wife's here asking me something about the kids. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, you weren't present. Lost in thought. Identified chasing the thoughts somewhere else. But that's even seen. And when it's seen, then it's seen for what it is. The attention was off with the thoughts running away from the present moment. So, again, you don't judge yourself. You don't beat yourself up. Once it's seen, you bring yourself back to the present moment, direct that attention back. Okay. Because all thoughts you can say are dream. You get lost in the dream. Bring yourself back. Bring the attention back to reality, the present moment. And it's like a game that you can play. Whereas it comes up, and it's just not like you keep score. Oh, here we go. Staying aware 5 hours out of the day, or maybe only 15 minutes, whatever it is. You don't keep track that way. It's just, it's like a game. Have fun with it. Just gently bring your attention back to the present moment. kind of like in the meditation where you're watching your breath and you find that your attention starts drifting off. What am I going to have for dinner? Oh no, I had that last night. I want something different. Oh, back to the breath. Very similar, because you're aware of that. But then it's a practice that then you're doing that in meditation, which then helps by watching your breath. But then you're then doing that practice in like real time, 24/7, where you could be working and say, oh yeah, well, but I'm planning what's going to happen when I get home, but I'm still at the office working. You're getting lost in thought. It's not here nor now. Bring it back. Oh yeah, that's why, I wasn't typing the right word, or my hands were just stopped typing, or whatever happened. Because that's how it is. It's like you can't focus because that attention it's going like this all over the place. Right? That's what meditation, that's what that practice can help you with, because then you become single pointed. So whatever you're pointing your attention on, then that's where you're focused on. Then you have this concentration. So those are some things. Again, focus on, what do we say here? Be aware of your attention, where it's going. Be aware of how interested in the thoughts you are, right? Practice not being so interested, right? When you're watching your thoughts. Even a good practice is just making the video kind of long, but it's good to add it in here. A good practice is just seeing them as thoughts, that thoughts are just appearing. Like they're anyone's thoughts. They're not yours. See, even when you kind of say they're my thoughts, that increases the level of identification and attachment to those thoughts. See, if I just say they're thoughts, then you're kind of like, so what? But the ego, my thoughts, you're possessing the thoughts. It's a possession. It's something that you're holding on to. It's something that you're attached to. It's something that's yours. It makes it so much more interesting, right? It's just like any of your things, right? Can I have your wallet? Can I have your house? Can I have your girlfriend? No, they're all yours. There's a level of attachment. Mine. So you're more interested, right? That's why you don't want to give stuff so freely to people. It's mine. Even if it's something simple, just a mug. No, that's my favorite mug. That's how we are about these thoughts. These are my thoughts. But when you just start seeing them as they're just kind of thoughts that are popping up, thoughts that are just kind of floating around, moving spontaneously on the screen of awareness, then you're not so interested in them. Those are just thoughts. They're cool. I'm not going to resist them. And when you're not resisting them, there's just a flow. And you seem to just be able to sit back here and just accept that flow. But it's this my thoughts that then we start wanting to control those thoughts and resist certain thoughts. And we're like the bouncer of our mind. You can come in, but I don't know. I don't like how you're looking at me. You got to wait out here. As soon as you try and be the bouncer of your mind, letting certain thoughts in and certain thoughts not come in, that's a lot of activity, right? You got to sit at the doors of the mind 24/7, always counting how many thoughts are coming in. All right, we're at max capacity. Nobody else. Okay, you come in. You gave me 100. come on in. It's not like that. It's just realize that there is no bouncer and the doors are always open. So whatever thoughts want to come in, you're good with it. And when you're not resisting it, you're not paying attention to it. When you're not paying attention to the thoughts, you're just enjoying your own peace, the peace that you are, abiding as awareness. So give some of those pointers a try. Sure, they'll help. See you in the next one.